Hello everyone, it's Shannon with Play with the World, and I'm in Budapest, Hungary. Of course I am playing with the world, and I'm going to give you a tour here. This is just such a gorgeous place. I'm over in the Castle District of Budapest. So I'll show you where I am before we get into today's message. Check it out. It's so pretty, pretty. Amazing, right? It's just so fun to go on adventures and find these beautiful places. So today's message is very simple because it's so exciting, because it's from my heart. I'm going to share with you today the best advice I ever got in my whole entire life, ever. And these happen to be guiding principles that really lead me forward in my life. So I wanted to share them with you. So maybe you can apply them to your life and you can become more happy and fulfilled and feel more joy from within as well. So the very first one, the best advice I ever got, is actually number one. You've heard me talk about it before in my books, in my articles, in other videos. If you're new here, welcome. If you are part of Play with the World, you've definitely heard me talk about it before. But the best advice, number one, rejection is protection. When we get rejected, we feel like something's wrong with us and we take it personal. But I remember the first time I heard this, I had loved dancing throughout my whole life. I love dancing still, but when I was little, I tried out for the dance team. When I was little, I was in high school. I tried out for the dance team and I didn't make it. And I remember coming home and crying, and I was so sad because that was my dream. I wanted to dance my whole life. And my mom said, Shannon, rejection is protection. And I realized a couple months later, because I didn't get the dance team, I was enrolled in the yearbook staff, and I was also part of the journalism program. And lo and behold, I'm a writer today, right? So everything is connected. And at the time, although dancing would have been fun, it didn't serve my bigger purpose, my bigger life plan. I didn't know that, but I was being protected. So for you, if you are going through something and you feel like, I'm rejected, don't take it personal, just say, I'm being protected. The second best advice I ever received is something that is very important at every stage in your life, and it's we learn the way on the way. A lot of times we have goals and we don't know how to get there, so we get frustrated. And we don't know what's going to happen if we take this step or don't take that step, but recognize each step you take, you get more clear. So action brings clarity, as Marie Forleo says, but the reality is if you're not taking action, then you're not getting more clear. So you really want to take action, because on the way is how we learn what the next best step will be. When I left corporate, I did not know I wanted to be a writer at first. I did not know I wanted to do Play with the World and travel write, but I knew that I loved traveling, so I went on a trip. And as I started to travel more, I started to write more, and each step I took created my beautiful life plan, and it still unfolds daily. So for you, trust the process, and remember, we learn the way on the way. The third and final best advice I ever received happens to be from my mom, my beautiful mom again, and it's this or something better. So if you're living something that is not something you're totally in love with, or again, it comes back to rejection, if you're feeling frustrated, recognize that this is what you created based on what you previously experienced. If you don't like what you're living, then you can create something better. So remember, it's this or something better. I'm gonna throw one more bonus in, which is one of my favorites. It's we get what we focus on. So four things today. If you're focusing on what you don't want, then you probably are experiencing what you don't want. But instead, focus your attention on what you want. Stop talking about what you don't want. Stop complaining about what you don't want. Don't even put energy towards it. Because the more you can focus on the things that you're creating and the joy and the stuff that's really making you feel alive, the more you will experience more joy and the more alive you will feel. So I hope these tips are helpful for you today. They're my favorite 4 simple pieces of advice that I live my life by. Okay guys, thanks for playing with the world. I cannot wait to see you next week in another beautiful location. Who knows where I'll be? I'm off to Asia soon. Bye.